The name is Bond. James Bond. And I like it shaken. And certainly not disturbed. Yes, I'm still sexist, misogynist, dinosaur. This is exactly why this game it's not going to be received well when it comes out tomorrow. Because of this. Because of this kind of statement. This already indicates what this game is going to be all about. And if you missed my previous video, the opening 13 minutes of James Bond 007 First Light gameplay, and also if you missed my other video where I talked about the gameplay of 007 First Light and seeing yo, what's his name? Lenny Kravitz is a bad guy playing as some Jamaican drug lord. Yo, man, ah, it's so bad. Yo, watching Lenny Kravitz trying so hard to pretend to be this Jamaican like drug lord in Bahamas or something. Yo, it's so bad, bro. I mean, he's not the main villain, but he's one of those shady guys, but it's so bad. Uh, Go watch my previous videos. Like every indication indicates that this is going to be a terrible, terrible first video game of James Bond since I don't know, 15 years ago. Yeah, 15 years ago since Nightfire. Now, when you look at Nightfire, it was Pierce Brosnan. We already know who it is. It's Pierce Brosnan. Okay, so it's the leading James Bond, actor. But now, I'm sorry, Nightfire was not 15 years ago. It was like uh, 26 years ago or something like that. I don't know, like 27 years ago. Let's just say 27, yeah, 27 years ago. But you know what? It was on PlayStation 2. It was 26 years ago. 26 years ago. So when you look at a Nightfire from Electronic Arts and all the previous games, and you look at GoldenEye from Rare, uh, those were the James Bond games. And then you look at this. But why is this like not so surprising to me? None of this is surprising to me because if you look at No Time to Die, the movie No Time to Die, which was the latest Daniel Craig disaster James Bond movie, he certainly had time to die at the end, right? He was staring at the missiles, and missiles are coming down. Why don't you jump off the cliff? A James Bond wouldn't be staring there crying, looking at the missiles. He would be running his ass off trying to jump off the cliff into the ocean and survive the blast. But no, he didn't want to do that. He was just standing there and just watching and talking to his girl, to his love. And yeah, sorry, I'm going to die here. Yeah. Listen, they could have saved him. I know he was exposed to that bullshit, whatever chemicals, but they could have saved him, you know. But anyway, look, it was a disaster. No Time to Die was a pure garbage disaster. And why are we surprised now that we see this as another garbage that it's going to be? All right, so this headline from a PC gamer. This was published on May 20th. 007 First Light James Bond probably won't be a sexist, misogynist dinosaur. Some things fall by the wayside, Ion Erective says. Don't expect any Christmas, only comes once a year. Cracks in this one. James Bond, the dashing 007 of British intelligence. It's famous for his way with the ladies. Smooth, casual, kind of misogynist sometimes. If you watched any of the pre Daniel Craig movies, you know what I mean. The women folk in the films tend to be treated a bit like furniture from IKEA. What? A furniture from IKEA? Nice to look at when they're new, but not especially long lasting and quickly forgotten when they're gone. First of all, they're not looked at as a furniture from IKEA. Ask any leading James Bond girl. They all said the same thing. From 1950s, Dr. No, leading ladies, Pussy Galore, Goldfinger, Roger Moore and his, Russia from Love, all of these, Live and Let Die, Moonraker, right? A View to a Kill, Timothy Dalton, leading ladies, Pierce Brosnan, leading ladies. They all said the same thing, that they're honored to be part of James Bond legacy as a leading Bond girl. So no, they're not being treated like IKEA furniture. What would you rather be? Let me ask you this, ladies. What would you rather be? Would you rather be some cheap ass hooker on the Figueroa Street in Los Angeles, uh, blowing up some guy for $60, or would you rather be a leading lady living this luxurious life of James Bond adventure? It's an honor, dude. Ask any lady, they'll tell you it's an honor to be a James Bond leading woman. Confident, charming, strong man who can protect you, right? That's who they want to be with. They don't want to be with some cock, some soybean, soy boys, soft ass cock. But see, that's the problem. This is where we are. This is where we are with all this wokeness nonsense. This is why the movies today they suck. This is why there's no leading characters anymore. This is why it sucks. This is why the movies suck these days. Charlie Sheen talked about it and says Hollywood is just it's like it lost its way. It certainly has lost its way. You look at what happened with Star Wars and what Disney did to Star Wars. Totally destroyed Star Wars. Star Wars will never recover. It'll never recover. Indiana Jones will never recover. You look at James Bond, it'll never recover with No Time to Die. You look at Aliens and Predator movies, they will never recover now. So it's a total disaster, man. Like what has happened to these franchises, total disaster. This is what the guy from Scotland, and I watch him all the time. Critical Drinker talked about this all the time on his podcast, on his live streams. He gets together with his friends and they talk about it, the movies, and even he said, man, it's this this woke nonsense has totally destroyed this Me Too wokeness has totally destroyed the film industry. Not every is some sort of a creep, but they want to label all of us men as creeps. Like we're all creeps, we're all misogynists, we're all a bunch of dogs, bunch of horny dogs, we're all a bunch of pieces of crap, and that's the problem. The stereotyping, generalizing, and this is the issue. This is the problem. This is where we are right now. And this right here tells me this is exactly why this game is going to fail. Unbelievable. Um, so this is exactly why James Bond First Light is going to fail. I'm pretty sure some people have already canceled their pre-orders. I'm pretty sure. I think they have actually. I read somewhere that a lot of people actually, when they read this statement, they started canceling their pre-orders. Now there's going to be a certain percentage of you know people who want to look at this game and try this game, but that's a minority. I think majority will say, "Nah, man, I'm passing on this. I want to see how this is first." They'll probably watch people's walkthroughs, like Dr. Disrespect will have his walkthrough tomorrow. I'm sure he will be playing it, and others will be, streaming it. So I'll certainly tune in to watch other people play it. But let me tell you, this is a failure. This will be a failure. I already did a video, which is trending right now, about the opening 13 minutes of First Light James Bond IO Interactive footage that they showcased in the video. And what I seen in that, I already said this is not a James Bond. This doesn't look like a James Bond, doesn't sound like a James Bond, doesn't have the characteristics of James Bond, doesn't have charisma. doesn't have the likeness. It's just not James Bond. I don't know what the First Light is, but it's certainly not a James Bond game. It's certainly not. Because there's rules and listen, there are rules that are put in place when it comes to these beloved characters. This is what Hollywood and video games developer studios need to understand. There are certain rules that these beloved characters have, these fictional beloved characters have. They cannot die. That's number one. You can torture them. You can torture them. You can beat the crap out of them, but they cannot die. Okay? Um, they will always win and kick ass at the end. Those are the characteristics of this character, and he's charming, he's witty, he's funny, he's over the top action, over the top gadgets, he's misogynist, all of that stuff, sexist, yeah, all of that, dominating the men, the not men, dominating the ladies, right? Bond is a dominator. He dominates ladies. That's his job, to dominate. He sees a lady, he just dominates it. His persona, his charm, they just fall right into his lap. They can't help it. But that's how this character has been designed in Ian Fleming's mind. And now they're trying to change what Ian Fleming has created 60 years ago. They're trying to change that, and they're trying to make him look like a cock, like a soybean soft ass cock. And that's not going to work because that's not what James Bond is about. James Bond, it's about funny, witty, strong, leading, alpha male, very confident, and he dominates ladies. They all fall into his lap, and he dominates them, every single one of them. Yes, he uses them, but guess what? These ladies are honored that they slept with him. They're like honored. Oh, I'm honored to be it's like they're trying to make this look like as if it's like some kind of a terrible thing to be a leading lady of James Bond. Like if you slept with a James Bond, it's like a terrible thing. They're trying to make it look like as if James Bond is some sort of a creep and you're sleeping with a creep. That's basically what they're saying. So yeah, this right here, man. This is exactly why this game is not going to be received well. Even if they try to give it a great score like 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, it's not going to work. I don't care if they give it a 10 out of 10, it's not going to work. They gave 10 out of 10 to Mixtape. Yeah, they gave 10 out of 10 Masterpiece to a Mixtape. Guess what? Is it selling like millions of copies? No. You can't buy a success, dude. This is what I've been trying to say. You cannot buy a success. And I think that's what the IO Interactive and Amazon MGM Studios are trying to do. They're trying to buy a success. Well, I'm sorry, you cannot buy a success. Either A, you created something very original and great, or you failed. But you cannot buy a success. I don't care if they pay these journalist shills, to give 10 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10. I don't care if they, approach these YouTube influencers to say this is the greatest Bond ever, game of the year. I don't care. People are not stupid. They know who the shills are. They know how the marketing bullshit works. They're not idiots. People are not stupid. They can see right through the bullshit. But the Amazon, MGM Studios, and IO Interactive, they think otherwise. They think that they can buy their way in. I'm sorry, you can't buy your way into success. It doesn't work like that. It will never work like that. You can't do that. It just simply doesn't work like that. Public opinion matters. And if public opinion says we don't like this, that's it. You failed. I don't care what score you put. You can put 10 out of 10. I don't care. If the public doesn't like this, if they don't appreciate this, then for whom are you making this game? You're certainly not making it for majority. Because remember, Kurt Russell famously said a long time ago, he said, I make movies for everyone. I don't make movies just for a certain group of people or to appease to a certain group of people that have certain agenda. I make movies for everyone. And that's what you need to do when you are making a movie. You're making a movie for the entire population, for the entire world. You're making a video game for the entire world. You're not just making a video game for a certain group, to appease to a certain group, that has a certain agenda, which in this case, this game is trying to appease to a certain group of Me Too movement, and these woke ladies, with their purple hairs, green hairs, whatever, short hairs. It's ridiculous. Uh, or shaved heads. It's bad, bro. Yeah. So I don't know what else to say other than um, this is a failure. This James Bond, it's set to fail. And like I said, I'll watch tomorrow. I'll watch Doctor Disrespect live stream if he's streaming this tomorrow, or if not, I'll watch someone else's stream just to see how bad it is, just to see how bad it is, and am I glad that I didn't waste $70? Imagine this: you wasted $70 for a game that's single player. It's 10 hours long, but if you speed through it, you can finish it in 8 hours. And when you finish it within 8 hours and 10 hours, you're never going to touch this game ever again. You're not going to go through it again because you already, finished it in 8 hours, 10 hours. You might do a second walkthrough, and I don't even know if you want to finish the second walkthrough because it's like really not all that. And then you're going to say, dude, I just wasted $70 for something that's going to sit on my shelf and I got no, you know, value. I have no value from it. And that's what I'm afraid is going to happen with you guys tomorrow. And then you're going to come back to this video and you're going to give me a thumbs up because you're going to say, damn, this guy, he's right. But why am I right? Am I some sort of a Nostradamus? No. Am I some sort of a gypsy, who has a gypsy girlfriend who squeezes goat testicles and then tells me the future? No. I'm none of those things. I'm not a Nostradamus, okay? I don't have a crystal ball, nor do I have a gypsy girlfriend squeezing the goat testicles and reading the cards, all right? Fortune teller. I use logical thinking. I call it the way I see it. That's how I operate. I use common sense. I call it the way I see it. I don't, live in a fantasy world of wishful thinking, I'm hoping, see, I don't live in a fantasy. I live in a reality. I call it the way I see it. And the way I see it is the way I call it. I don't hype things up if I, don't believe that's what it is. I'm not going to, live in a false premise, hoping for something to be, and it's not going to be. I don't live in hopes. I live in reality. And I call it the way I see it. The way I see it is the way I call it. And that's how you should live your life too. You should call things the way they are, not the way you wanted them to be. Because the way you want something to be, it's never going to be because you are being manipulated. That's how you get manipulated, because you're thinking that this is going to be great. Because you're being manipulated by the marketing. And you're buying into the marketing because you can't think for yourself. Or you're living in this illusion thinking that it's going to be something great. And then when the game is released and you're playing it tomorrow, then you realize, oh crap, this is not really what I was expecting. Oh no shit, gee whiz. That's what I've been trying to tell you. But I don't know how you guys cannot see the red flags. I talked about the red flags with the Mind's Eye. Remember Mind's Eye? Where's the demo? If you're not releasing the demo, that means you're hiding something, or you're not so sure. This game hasn't released the demo. Why haven't you released the demo? Why? If you think that you created such an amazing James Bond video game of all time, game of the year, why not release the demo? They didn't release the demo because they're afraid if they do that, that people will cancel the pre-order. And they don't want that to happen. They don't want people canceling pre-order. They want to make money off of this game. Well, this certainly is not helping. This statement is certainly not helping. 007 First Light James Bond probably won't be a sexist, misogynist dinosaur. Some things fall by the wayside, IO Interactive says. Well, IO Interactive, this certainly, it's not helping. This statement that you made in that 13-minute video, and then Lenny Kravitz as a bad guy. Like I said, you might as well put Paul Heyman in there, or you might as well put like Triple H and you know, put all the wrestlers in there, right? Might as well put CM Punk as a bad guy. Oh, yo, yo, yo. Anyway, I love Lenny Kravitz, but really him as a bad guy. Did you see like that gameplay? I made a video about it. It's horrible. It's so cheesy. It's so bad. Yo, dude, it's. Ugh. But anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I wish that this was great, but unfortunately, it's not going to be great. I wanted a really good James Bond game. Okay, before I end the video, I want you to understand this. I wanted a real good James Bond game. I grew up, watching James Bond, okay, in the past 47 years, all right? I know the franchise is 60 years old, but I grew up watching James Bond movies with my father. I'm very familiar with the Ian Fleming's Bond. I know what this Bond character is all about because I lived through it. I mean, I've been through it. And this is not it. In 2026, this is not it. I'm sorry. It's just not it. You know. All right, so we'll see how it is tomorrow. I'll watch the gameplay from Dr. Disrespect if he's streaming it. I don't know if he's going to be streaming it. I hope he is. If not, I'll watch someone else play it just to see, like how bad it is, to confirm what I've been preaching. I just want to confirm what I've been preaching, so I want to see how bad it is. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. I think I said enough. All right. I think I said enough in this video, in my previous video that is trending right now. We'll see tomorrow. But I already know that it's not going to be great. I already know that. I'm just telling you, I'm giving you a spoilers warning. I already know tomorrow. I already know what to expect tomorrow. I'm going to expect exactly what I've been preaching, what I've been telling you. It's going to be exactly what I've been preaching and what I've been telling you. All right, well, thank you for watching this video. If you like what I do, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and happy Memorial Day. Thank you.